All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Arcane, Season 1, Episode 2. That first episode was so good.
That first episode got us in.
Yep, it did.
I am ready for a whole series of this. Like, give me all of it.
And
I'm straight into my veins.
I'm just so worried about the heartbreak because there's two sisters that are probably gonna get torn apart and then, want to like kill each other at points, and that's not gonna feel good.
Yeah, but I feel like we're not gonna get there like quickly.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, we need a little bit more to happen. But you can definitely see the signs.
Yeah.
And then also the fact that if there's going to be some kind of a time skip coming up soon, that's the kind of thing where you could cement in a lot of the big, consequences of the actions that were taken in this episode or in this, previous episode or this episode.
Right, yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. I particularly just really love all the character animation, the way it makes the characters so expressive.
So good.
It's just
it's a
light
delight.
years ahead of just anything that seems to be coming out right now.
Man, our expectations are going to be set way too high by this show. Like,
I mean, if anything, I'm treating this as basically just like a treat that I just get to nibble on. I'm like, oh yes, a little some of this. Oh,
like,
okay.
This is actually the kind of quality I would expect from like a movie, right? And we're getting it as a show.
Yeah, in 45-minute episode chunks.
Yep.
9 times.
9 of them.
And they're making a second season.
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay.
All right. Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Yeah.
Careful.
This could be the lab scientist
gotcha.
guy trying to get in, and the door's bolted. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Flashpoint. Let's see their perspective. Jeez.
Okay, seems okay.
Yep. Oh, did he see her?
Jayce?
Oh, cool. Flashback.
All right.
When he was younger. That is what flashbacks are, Caleb. Yeah.
The dark tips of the fingers.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait!
Whoa!
All right.
Yep. Magic, baby! Magic! Yeah. Let's go!
This looks so cool.
The way it builds with the music, too. Whoa. Whoa!
Wait. You're kidding. That was so awesome. That was so fucking awesome.
How?
And so maybe he's been trying to like recreate those crystals or something.
Yeah.
Because it looked like that crystal was like spent or something.
Yeah, or something like that.
I'm so glad
Cold
that
open for a new character, though.
Yeah, like, because I want to see the characters on both sides of the conflict, and we're getting it.
What happened here? Science, I guess.
Last time I checked, science didn't require illegal equipment.
Just bad luck.
Well, this kicked off a sequence of events.
Yeah. Oh my god, yes.
Imprisonment. What a curious principle. We confine the physical body, yet the mind is still free. I do love a good conundrum.
Oh
I
my
remember the
God.
first time
I want
saw
to pet
you
him
at
so
the
bad.
academy. You reminded me of myself.
Professor Heimerdinger.
Oh, just a professor.
I believe
Okay.
I've discovered something truly incredible. A way to harness magic through science.
Yeah.
Magic?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the arcane is dangerous, Jayce. A force of nature.
All right.
Science cannot control it. How old are you, my boy?
I'm 24.
Ah. Well, I am now 307 years old. All my life I've pursued the mysteries of science, only to discover some are better left unsolved. This, I'm afraid, is one of them.
It's not a
Own
question
your
of
mistakes
can, it's a
before the
question of
council.
should.
Admit your work was dangerous, but speak nothing of magic.
Oh. Oh.
Do that, and I theorize you'll get away with, how do you say, slap on the wrist.
Okay.
That's interesting. Has all the
Moving up
records.
on the leaderboards.
I love that it's his face
Yep.
on there.
Ah, nice.
Okay, I like it.
Whoa, whoa. She's done these games many, many times.
Hey guys, you should see this.
Jeez.
Oh.
Shit.
Search them.
Oh no, I seriously hope she
Oh,
doesn't
shit.
still have the crystals on her.
Literally still has them.
No. Oh no.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Dude, I love the lighting switch.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Nice, nice. Nice move, nice move.
And so much for laying low. Shit.
Over here.
Nice.
All right, awesome.
Let's go, let's
Yeah,
go, let's
get
go,
out of there.
let's go.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
You need to hide those crystals.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Uh-huh.
Seriously.
Darling, he nearly blew up our daughter.
Jayce had nothing to do with that. He was
Oh,
wrong.
Okay, okay.
We need to help him.
Caitlin's right. We've known Jayce for years. Besides, we're his patrons. If anyone is meant to speak up for him, it's us.
I recognize that girl's
We should
design.
hit them back. We've got the numbers to beat them.
Yeah, let's teach him what it means to mess with us.
How do you play this, Vander?
Yeah.
You sure that's what you want? We crossed that bridge once before.
Oh, literally,
We all know
yeah.
how that ended.
They're just protecting your kids.
We kicked the enforcers' butts with just the four of us. Imagine what the whole of the lanes could do.
Jeez, even Powder wants to fight.
So why aren't we?
What do you know?
Echo.
I love Echo so much.
Well, Vander's gotta deal with the enforcers.
God, and
deal?
the miscommunication.
Yep, uh-huh. Oh. Not at all ominous.
This is a way to isolate the light. Interior lights?
Jayce Tallis,
There we
Nice.
go.
There we go.
you are accused of illegal experimentation and endangering the citizens of Piltover.
If you were a scientist, you'd know you can't make a prototype without breaking a few wrenches.
Do you have anything to
I
show
love this
for
guy
your
so
work
much.
besides an explosion?
No.
So you're saying your study was meaningless?
No.
It was revolutionary.
Revolutionary how?
This is
Perhaps we should just finish.
I was trying to create magic.
Arcane talents are something you're born with. They can't be fabricated.
Arcane talents.
Actually, I believe it is possible.
The Arcane is the curse of our world. My race was nearly destroyed
Shit,
by it.
okay.
We,
Yeah.
the pioneers of science, can use it for good. We're the champions of discovery. Why fear it when we can master it? Think of the wonders we could create. Let me prove.
Enough! You don't understand what's at stake. But how can you? That's a burden that only I here carry.
Oh,
Time.
shit.
Oh.
Oh,
I've
shit.
seen this power in the wrong hands.
All right.
Heimerdinger is right.
Okay.
Piltover was founded to escape the warmongering of mages.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
The
okay.
ethos is clear. He must be banished from Piltover.
Oh.
As a lower house, my voice doesn't carry much weight here. But as a mother, I have a voice that matters deeply.
Oh.
My son isn't in his right mind.
Oh, damn.
Ah. No.
What
Wow.
I did was
Yeah, and her fingers that
and
are prosthetics now because of the frostbite.
Yeah.
He has a good heart.
Yeah.
Please, let him come home.
I move that Jayce be summarily expelled from the academy and remanded to the care of his parents. All those in favor?
Nice. Take control of the situation. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. They need one more. Nice.
Wow.
Literally the toy. Swayed.
Yep. Damn.
But he is never set on academy grounds again.
Shit.
That's harsh.
Yeah, that could have been much worse though.
He might have better luck continuing his studies down here. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, has he already experimented on himself?
Invited to the lanes and don't be worth my time. Who are you?
You're looking for a fortune.
I love his predator vibe. It's really terrifying and creepy.
I'm about to make your day.
I had to say something.
Yeah,
Magic
still
saved
hurt
your
though.
life.
Yes. But it won't save yours now. You need to let it go.
If my own family won't help me, I'll find someone who will.
Ouch. That's.
So he's gonna go and get into the underground then.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We're having family getting sundered all over.
I must admit, his theory intrigues.
If dangerous ideas didn't excite the imagination, we
Yep.
would never wander astray.
That's a great point.
Wise.
Come tomorrow morning, his research will be safely disposed of.
A little bit of greed and
Yeah. Oh boy.
just gonna hold on to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yet up there on the surface, no one even knows they exist.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
The fish is the least of our concerns.
Yeah.
It's time to let the monster out.
Oh, the music.
Damn.
Oh,
Shit.
that little gap with the music too.
Maybe you'll be able to beat Vi in a fist fight now. Okay. Wow.
They won't see you.
Yeah.
Your name's no good now. My dad says you're a misfit.
Oh.
And that we can't be friends anymore.
So why are you out here?
Yeah. Wanted to see you.
I'm a misfit too, I suppose.
Nice.
What will you do?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to explain.
I think you've done enough.
Damn.
But it's yeah.
Still like a.
We don't want you banished, but at the same time, you're not important enough for our daughter now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think we've pushed them hard enough?
Do whatever it takes. Turn the Undercity upside down if you have to. Just find them.
Okay. Whoa. And he didn't bring it up in front of them, so he's probably gonna bring it up to her in private and be like, "Hey, I know who it is."
What can I get you?
4 sump rats will do.
Wow.
Search the place.
Nice.
Real smart.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I love it.
Okay. Good, and then it turns off, so, yeah. They won't necessarily know that he alerted them.
They all have their own hiding spots, damn.
Oh god, I hope it's not powder that's found.
Nearly forgot. I ran into an old friend of yours. He had some stories.
Wow.
You weren't always the peacekeeper, were you?
The disrespect. I just love how it catches on
Can't
fire.
save the past. It'd a shame if I had to put them on again.
Oh!
It's hard to clean.
Where's powder? Oh no! Oh my god. The fact that she's even been able to stay like that for any amount of time is ridiculous. Come on!
Oh.
We need to fight back. And if you won't, I will.
Oh. Nice. The fists. Yeah. Nice. It's cool seeing, both halves of the perspectives essentially of the same, the same story of the previous episode. So now we can get more context on every one of those scenes. Someone's remembering the past. Yep. Oh boy.
What I don't understand is how you can work with them.
Cool.
We were here, we saw what they did.
Yeah.
I grew up knowing I'm less than them. That my place is down there.
I led us across this bridge, thinking things could change. If I hadn't, your parents would still be alive. I know you want to hurt the Topsiders for what they've done to us. But who are you willing to lose? Milo?
Oh, shit.
Tiger?
Powder?
Powder.
Yeah. Dude, that's gonna be the show.
Right, yeah.
That's gonna be the show right there.
Nobody wins in war, Vi.
Yep. Oh.
Hard.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
No, but you need to bring her into this. Because it's what are we gonna do, right? She wants to help. This might undo that whole conversation. Because if it goes into a what choice do we have kind of a thing, then
actions could be taken that are just gonna hurt everybody.
Whoa.
Dude!
Whoa.
Dude, no!
Whoa. Hold on now.
Come on! Jayce?
What happened to going somewhere else?
I saw with my own eyes what magic can do. The lives it could save. You've no idea how beautiful it is.
God, the voice acting is so good.
Yeah. No one believed me.
I did.
Nobody's ever believed in me. Poor cripple from the Undercity.
Oh.
I was an outsider the moment I stepped foot in Piltover. I simply believed in myself. Which is why I'm here. Because I think you're onto something. I want to help you complete your research.
No
Someone that would do whatever it took.
Yeah.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Nice. Literally talking him off a ledge.
Yeah. And of course he wouldn't have any question of how they're gonna do it, or
It's Victor.
Of course it is.
Oh boy.
Vi, where you been? Rumor is the lanes are gonna fight.
Oh, and she's getting ready too.
Yeah.
Because she wants to help.
For the enforcers. These are smoke bombs, and those two are full of nails. They're gonna work this time. I know it.
Me too. You know, Powder. What makes you different makes you strong. Always remember that, okay?
Oh no.
Oh god.
What is she about to do?
What the hell were you thinking? Going into the last drop. Do you have any idea what you've done?
I was getting results. You heard the council.
You're a fool. There is no stopping what happens now.
Oh shit, Vander wants to talk.
Maybe it's not too late.
Oh. Wait, and we're actually seeing this in the show?
Yeah. Okay, turntable.
Oh, and the bar's empty.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What if I took Vander's gauntlets?
I could definitely see that. I mean, Vander has literal death flags all over him.
I know.
And it's just the question of when he'll die.
Yeah, that was Vice, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, she got it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
These are enforcers. She's gonna fight them. Or... Oh, come on! Ah!
What?
Really? Right there!
Like that?
Right there? Oh my god!
So did she somehow get the canister to send a message to Grayson, or?
Oh. Wait. Oh.
I don't think she would have. But okay, wow.
Oh man.
That was quite an episode.
Damn.
Okay.
They,
all right.
They followed up on that first episode.
Uh-huh. Yep, they gave us a nice slow breather episode to give us a lot more setup for what is essentially a powder keg. I'm just saying it. That was the very obvious like setup with her name, and now this whole thing is going to just blow up in all their faces.
Oh yeah.
Vander might have sent the message to Grayson. I'm not sure
it
where
would
that's
seem like
going
he
there.
would be the one to send.
Well, he's the only one
Grayson.
that had it. Like unless it was literally swiped by one of them.
And even then, I'm not sure if Echo found out about the fact that she left the thing behind, or if they left and stopped snooping on the conversation before that point. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
either way, the big thing is that we have ourselves a setup where, because of Jayce's involvement in all this and the idea of magic, which cool, I love the way that we got the other side of the story of what was going on topside when their little heist happened.
Yeah.
Cool. So Jayce as a character, he feels like another main character.
Yep, he really does. Yeah.
Yep. We got backstory.
Backstory with good emotional core to it. We got a driving motivation for him if he wants to do his research and everything. And we got also his place in the world. The fact that he is a bit of an underdog, shall we say. And he might now be getting into dangerous territory. Because Victor, I trust him a hell of a lot more than Mr. Bond villain down below.
Sure.
But I feel like this isn't going to go well. One way or another, directly or indirectly.
Yeah, so he's inventing something that will be a way for magic to be harnessed through tech.
Yep.
Which that just sounds like the setup for literally probably what will be every League of Legends character's kit. You know?
Yeah.
So what he's developing here is probably world-shattering in terms of the implications.
Yep.
And not only will it go through, but it will probably go through to the level that he's not even expecting.
Yep.
So, in a lot of ways, Jayce's character might even be set up as well as a kind of like Vander, in that he's to usher in something or someone else. And it doesn't really matter about him for now. But he is being given this wonderful focus now because we are wanting to, or the show is wanting us to empathize and to connect with his situation right now.
Yep.
And they gave us some really cool, colorful characters on the sidelines of this little plot to help in that. I really love Heimerdinger.
Oh yeah, Heimerdinger's awesome.
Probably one of the coolest characters to come out of this like first 2 episodes here.
Just such an adorable design, and the way he talks, like I'm like, I like this guy. Like he really seems smart and wise and has that, experience of being alive for 307 years or whatever. Right.
He definitely feels like, I would say, a much more peppy Yoda kind of character.
Yeah.
He's small, he's ancient, he's wise, he has, a place of position so that people respect him, not just for his age. Like, there's some aspect of his accolades and his work that he's done that has put him into a place where people really respect him.
On a council where one of them can be bought with a child's toy, right?
For like 1 vote.
Probably, for a vote, out of 9 or however many it was,
7.
right? 7.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. No, he actually really deserves his seat there.
Yep.
Like, and people respect him. Like when he says something of like, no, this is how it has to go with regards to magic and things like that.
Yep.
People listen.
Yeah. And given the setup and the way he's connected to Jayce here, he has that bit of favoritism towards Jayce.
Yep.
So the way he lessened his sentence felt like the part where he took that favoritism away. And he basically was saying, this is the best I can do for you.
Right.
I'm still showing you favoritism, but I'm not being, I'm not bending the law for you.
Right. I'm not recommending you withhold information from the council to lessen your sentence.
Or I'm not going to give you no consequences and end up, pissing off the rest of the council because they're like, hey, what?
Yeah, he still has regulations and laws and stuff that he needs to uphold and follow and all that stuff.
Yeah, and even with just that, they barely got the votes, and that was more because of Melmedarda's setup there, which is cool to have this other character that is potentially the one that might be the true inheritors of what Jayce is inventing here, because they set up Victor as the one that gets a little bit of greed. You know, it's basically the thing to echo what was, well, kind of the theme of this episode. Would you do anything to get to where you want to go?
Yeah.
That was what the villain was talking about with Deckard. That was the stuff that Vander was talking about with Vi.
Yep.
That is the stuff that essentially Heimerdinger was talking about with Jayce, and that, you know, there's some secrets
that you just don't want.
Don't want, like, trust me, I've been around for 300 years.
Right.
Yeah, the overarching tying bow aspect of the episode was that. These characters all want something. They all see something that they're like, oh, if only I could grasp it, acquire it. But what would you sacrifice along the way to get that? Is it worth that sacrifice?
Right. And it's easy to think that you won't have to sacrifice something at the outset because, you know, if you're young and brash, say, then it's just, well, we got to do this, right? And you don't really think, you know, ahead. But, oh yeah, no, what would happen, Vi, if you lost powder? Oh. Yeah. And I love how the conversation kind of ends with that, right? Like, this episode really made the world a lot bigger, and it also made the cast a lot bigger. And you're a big fan of those ensemble casts. I'm generally not as much of a fan of ensemble casts because I feel like it can get hard to keep those intimate moments with the characters when you get to have a lot of them, right? But this episode, we still had plenty of those, and they were awesome.
Yeah, I think that the ensemble cast thing is absolutely easy to do, though, because this is a 40 plus minute, you know, per episode show. With a typical anime where it's actually like 17 and a half minutes and like 6 minutes of opening, ending, credits, and, you know, recap and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, it's much harder to do that in that regard. Otherwise, you have to kind of binge the series, I would say. But for something like this, where we have very clearly two separate stories, not really that many different storylines going on here. The Jayce stuff is basically the stand-in that we have for the top side.
Right.
Because up until this point, the top side has been viewed with a very specific perspective, and that's from the Underground's perspective. Which is brilliant because we then see Jayce and go, oh, okay.
Like, we had to see the backstory in order to really be like, oh, okay, no, this guy's cool, right? Like,
well, right, but the backstory wasn't tied to the top side immediately. All we knew is that it was just some kid. And we're like, oh, okay, sure. But then, gotcha.
Right.
Well, actually, that's not true. I'm sorry.
We start with seeing him trying to get into the room.
That's true. He was trying to get into the room. You're right.
Also, by the way, the fact that he also was not expecting this. Well, not just not expecting this kind of robbery, but that this was unlucky for him as well, not just because he was robbed, but because that brings attention to what he's doing.
To all the things he's doing.
Yeah. I love that as just like that extra bit of chaos, right? Where it's just, oh, shit, right? Sucks for you. And then all of a sudden his world basically is brought down around him because of something that he did not do, right?
Sure.
Like he could have continued his research in peace, right? And eventually made some crazy discovery, and then maybe he would have brought it to Heimerdinger or to Victor and been like, here's this awesome thing, and Heimerdinger would have been like, no.
Victor would have been like,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, something happened, you know, some kids got involved, and all of a sudden you're on a ledge thinking of jumping.
God, the way his mother came into the council room and basically pleaded to just say he's crazy. He's crazy. Don't take anything he says seriously. I have a big trigger personally with the idea of that kind of stuff being used. Is basically the character that people are verbally and publicly like encouraging. We love the things that you do. Go for it. But then the second it doesn't line up with some aspect of the things that they, go for this there.
It doesn't go according to plan.
Yeah. They don't just say, shush, stop that. They go the full other route of, they're crazy. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. This is your fault. How could you have done this? Like even with the whole thing of like you were working with dangerous stuff. It's like, well, okay, it caused an explosion, but science stuff will do that just fine as it is. Like, granted, different world.
And he shouldn't be in a residential area.
And he shouldn't be in a residential area for sure, right? Yeah. And that's probably the main issue is like, if you're going to be working with dangerous stuff, do it in a regulated space. So
all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. But the idea that it's like, oh no, things can definitely get dangerous with science just fine. And some kids go into a lab, I could definitely see them just knocking over shit, and then, that's a problem.
Yeah, this could have all been avoided if you worked with Heimerdinger directly.
Yeah, and that's which is fun because it's both a failure on Jayce's part to basically like bring the people that are more experienced into it to do things alongside them, but also a failure of the older generation to basically make it not be a conversation that the younger generation can take part of in, and then they end up experimenting on their own. And I feel like we have even though that wasn't like brought up directly in the episode, I feel like we have another example of that with Vander and Vi. That conversation, I love it so much. And the thing is, he reached her, but then at the end when she says, so what are we gonna do, right? That's in my mind like the ultimate request from the young adult.
She didn't say what are we, she said what are you gonna do? And then you were like, we, I think?
No, okay, was it? I'm totally up for checking.
On
because
the bridge, are you talking about?
Yeah.
The bit there? Because that was a big deal where I could tell you wanted him to be like, what are like you gonna do? Or you wanted it to be like a we, like involve her or something like that.
Just a bit before that.
It should be right about here. Milo, Clagger.
Yeah, and then he goes over and leans next to her.
Yeah, nobody wins in war. Ah, God, that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
the head leaning on the shoulder.
Oh,
yeah, what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? Oh,
yeah, and that shit. I love it because there's the tenderness of her leaning on him, right? Yeah. Someone as fiercely independent as Vi, right? Mm-hmm. That is we have her in our notes as the alpha scrapper leader, right? Like she is a badass and everything, right? She knows how to handle things on her own, right? But then she gets this reminder from the mentor figure, the parent figure that hey, it's a big, scary world out there, and we really need to stick together and think about each other and how our actions have consequences and things.
And affect each other.
Yeah. And then she leans on him, right? Yeah. And then she says, what are we going to do? Right? Yeah. That is, like, that's the ultimate, like, request to basically, in my mind, be treated as equals because she really wants to help, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's still trying to shelter her, which ends up being basically a disservice to her because then we find her in this room by herself and we don't know who's coming to the door or whatever, right? And we don't know what she's going to do. And potentially that could have been avoided if he had been like, well, we'll figure something out, right? Like let's, or let's talk or something like that, right? But then it's the, no, this is my thing. I'll figure it out, right? Yeah. That means if I'm doing this, you're doing whatever it is you're going to do, right? Because they both even have the same objective when it comes to, hey, let's protect Powder from this, right? Sure. Vi would not want to have this kind of conversation with Powder around, right? But, and the progress wasn't completely like botched or whatever from the conversation as a result of that. She still goes to Powder and has that talk with her and everything, right? Like, because it's made her think about this, but she doesn't feel like she has much choice, so she's going to do what she feels she has to, and we'll see whatever that ends up being next episode. But like, it's something where I love that we can see the uncertainty of all of the characters, well, most of the characters in this show, not necessarily some of the antagonists, and we don't know how the pieces are all going to fall, and that specifically with how they interact with each other, right? They can be super well-meaning and doing the absolute best they can, but they aren't able to quite meet that one specific need maybe of the other person, and then as a result, things start to fall apart a bit, right? And I feel like that's going to happen even more with Vi and Powder moving forward in the show, And so seeing little bits of it here and there with other relationships, I love it.
Yeah,
like
it's great establishing stuff for the way those characters will interact with others.
Yeah.
There are others they're in relationship with. Yeah.
Like even the fact that Powder ends up at the end of the episode, with Vander, but Vi's not there, right? And if something crazy like this is going to go down, well,
you want everyone together.
You want everyone together. At the very least, you want to be able to communicate with them so that they know what's going on, right? So they don't worry about you or whatever, right? Like it's.
Oh man, yeah, that's scary. Speaking of scary though, the monsters.
Yeah.
That our Bond villain has been keeping underwater here and is very creepy underwater
tentacles and
lair.
Whatever they
There's
are.
There's a kraken there.
Yeah,
that's
that looks
fucking,
like
that's a fucking kraken. That thing's like mythic level, creature of some kind. And, unleashing the monster within, but it being something about where, oh no, everyone's a monster somewhere deep down, but it's I am going to let you know that it's not about the traits that you have. It's about the force of will.
Right.
And it's like, oh God, okay, well, this guy is absolutely going to do some horrible things.
Oh yeah. And what I love about it is that kind of mindset is a mindset that is shared in a lot of ways by a lot of the other characters
like
that are the protagonists. Well, sure, Marcus, but even like Vi, right? Because
not yet.
No, not
she could be.
No, it doesn't necessarily go to that same extreme because they don't necessarily think about the implications of that. But the idea of even Victor with the whole thing of, I started with nothing, right? I came to this place
that was
and so I did whatever I could basically to get to this awesome position that he's now in, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Vi, she wants to be respected by, this city, right? She feels maybe she has to fight or whatever, right? Like this is the point.
She can let the little bit of the monster out.
Right. Yeah. Her will, she's now basically relying on.
Yeah. The thing though is I think that is not where she's at yet, but it is literally where she's about to be.
Right. And
I think that was why this stuff with Vander, like you're talking about, was so important, is that that was her giving Vander basically the opportunity to say, I don't want to be the one leading this. I don't want to sacrifice anyone. Do you know of a way that we can do this together?
Right. Yeah.
And he essentially says, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But like you were saying, most of the side characters, not the protagonists, I would say, but most of the side characters like Marcus, Victor, all share this exact same thing of, I will turn the Undercity upside down. I will go through all this. I will bag every one of you. And it's like, you are trying to start a war here?
Yep. Or even on a more innocuous case, Mel Mildora, right? She's like, I have the thing that I need to get. And I'll give a little gift to the other counselor so that way I get his vote, It's nothing. No one's getting hurt, right? But
gotcha.
Yeah, but it's a thing that she basically needs, and so she goes basically that little bit outside the bounds of what would be generally considered acceptable, even though people totally do it, and no one's cracking down on it or anything like that, right? Because she needs to elevate her station. Basically, she may be the wealthiest person here, but she's the poorest of her family.
Yeah, the poorest Medarda, yeah. I love that there was basically a drip feed of these characters coming in the beginning of the episode, and then they hard stopped it, I would say, with Heimerdinger, because all the other council members I don't really find necessary to care about yet. Until they individually start making really impactful choices for the story, individually, then I think we can, focus a little bit more on them as characters. But I like that we had one more outside of Medarda, and then by extension the family of Caitlyn's that supported Jayce, because then it was when they all vote for Jayce, it's literally only the people that we would think would vote for Jayce. Right. Everyone else voted no. So really, really worried about the next episode being basically an invasion of enforcers or some kind of an uprising that then is followed by an invasion of enforcers, and then people just start dying. Because one of the things that, again, the OP, very kind of obviously spoils is that Vander is going to die. There's the part where he's in front, shrouded by the shadow of the Bond villain, as we're calling him, and then he just dissipates into purple dust.
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Right. And the thing is that doesn't need to come as a surprise. It's just a question of how. Because
and
it
when.
is because every time there's one of these awesome conversations, that just means that we know it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah.
Yeah, so we have to look forward to that, basically. Wait for that. Deckard got juiced, though.
He did. And
I don't think that's the end we'll see of Deckard.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yep. He might have backed off before, even though he had a knife and was feeling all cocky at the start. But I get the feeling it might not this time.
And I feel like that's a foreshadowed rematch.
Right. Yeah. And how escalation can get out of hand because he ended up choosing that. Now, I have no doubt that the Bond villain would have had no problem just forcing him to drink it as you're my first human experiment, basically.
Sure.
But there's a very good chance that, if he
because he
hadn't
was
been
willing to do whatever it took, he actually will survive it.
Sure, that too, but also if he hadn't been kind of so down on his luck with the other things that had been happening in his life,
for sure,
he might not have felt desperate to think that this was something he needed.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh, he's absolutely getting manipulated like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But one of the other things that I wanted to make sure I brought up is that I loved the world building with regards to the magic, both in the history of magic caused horrible, crazy shit to happen, and so we don't, this area is literally the place of, we want to be far away from all the mages and their crazy shenanigans. Love that.
Which is funny, because if the first mage we see in the thing there is shown to be able to warp between space, then you can't hide from mages. It's more like they're in a space where they don't create mages.
Right, exactly. And mages hopefully won't be interested in this area, right?
Sure.
But yeah, that was the other thing. If you're going to, introducing magic into a world like this, it's kind of something that, doesn't come as a surprise, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things that I oftentimes feel disappointed by with magic in stories is that it doesn't actually feel wondrous and magical and awe-inspiring, because we're inundated with it, right? We have so many stories that we might watch or read or whatever where there's magic. So how do you make it feel special, different, etc.? With the visuals that in this show to be able to present things, but then also in the backstory,
so cool.
that was oh my god, that was so awesome. Right? And I love that it's a mystery. We have no idea who that person was. They don't have to interfere in this story at all. But we know that that's what magic is capable of, right? So this could get into some crazy, weird shit where, when you have the characters growing up and they are more like their champion selves in League, right? The actual game, you can still have threats that are far beyond their capabilities, because you have people that do whatever the hell that was.
Things scale infinitely in this universe because of the magic and the way it was set up in the flashback. I'm invested in the new characters, particularly Jayce and Heimerdinger.
They're great.
I really would love to see lots of Heimerdinger, and I think this is another meta read as well. But I feel like because Heimerdinger was introduced, Vander is okay to die now. Because you now have an older, an even older and even wiser, and even maybe a little bit more balanced of a perspective because of just his age. That might suffice as the source of
voice of reason,
and voice of reason in the story. And Vander might not die necessarily in literally the next episode, but I could see him dying then to protect either Vi or Powder. But getting maybe arrested and him being the no, stop this conflict, I'll go in. I was the one that you can give me to the council,
right?
I'll be the sacrifice. The problem is that if he does that, that's literally the powder keg for Vi specifically, but by extension then potentially all of the Undercity, because of how respected Vander is. So Vander in some ways, I don't know if he's this cold, but he could kind of leverage the idea that he's kind of invulnerable then to anyone that's in the know. Specifically Grayson.
Topside needs him as well, right?
Absolutely.
He has absolutely been keeping Undercity from exploding. Exactly.
Thing.
Right. Right. He is the keg for the powder, basically.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And while that can definitely make it burst in an explosion all at once, until then, you don't have to worry necessarily about some just casual open flames, you know.
God, there's so many little things I'm noticing just in thinking back on the first episode. Is just the idea that, like, you know, Vander as a character literally is, like you're saying, the keg for the powder, but then this whole chaotic thing started by a explosion in a residential area that scared all the topsiders.
Yeah.
And it was by an accidental, you know, little bit of exploration and creativity and curiosity from powder. So I just I just find it really interesting, and then that's tied to the magic. So it really is this really crazy potential sequence of events that could lead to something that is even more explosive and chaotic.
Yeah.
So
the next episode,
I'm really excited for the next
will
episode.
be an absolute doozy, both on hype levels and emotional dick punching.
Yeah,
like,
I definitely think so too.
Yeah.
But okay. Echo passed along that info to Vi, and I was really worried that was going to be the thing that would create more drama.
Right.
But the fact that they've resolved everything so well, just the two of them already, and yet we still see Vi at the end of the episode looking at someone, and she almost looks a bit like scared or shocked.
Yeah,
Okay. You're gonna do us like that with those cliffhangers, but
that was a dirty cliffhanger.
That was a very dirty.
Like there's cliffhangers that I expect where it's like, oh no, there's a stinger, and then it's like, you know, like something a lot more shocking and intense, and then like that's the end of the episode.
It kind of happens.
Right.
This is like
the calm before the storm, and then you start to hear something, and then nope, it's over.
Yeah,
it's like
immediately. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.